Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So for today, I have a fall reading list for y'all. So I'm really excited about the selection I got going on. It's been a while since I read some books, so I'm hoping that this will inspire me to start reading again. So here we go. The first book we're going to talk about is Dead Girls. This is by Nekesa Afia. I'm sorry if I butchered it, I don't really know. So this just gives me like Princess and the Frog vibes. Like, just look at this cover. Like, I don't know. She just reminds me so much of Tiana, like New Orleans, Tiana, I don't know. But it says, Harlem 1926, young black women like Louise Lloyd are ending up dead, following a harrowing kidnapping ordeal when she was in her teens. Louise is doing everything she can to maintain a normal life. She's succeeding too. She spends her days working at Maggie's Cafe and her nights at the Zodiac, Harlem's hottest speakeasy. Louise's friends, especially her girlfriend, Rosa Marie Marino, might say she's running from her past and the notoriety that still stalks her, but don't tell her that. I don't know if I pronounced that word right. Don't come for me. When a girl turns up dead in front of the cafe, Louise is forced to confront something she's been trying to ignore. 2 other local black girls have been murdered in the past few weeks. After an altercation with a police officer gets her arrested, Louise is given an ultimatum. She can either help solve the case or wind up in a jail cell. Louise has no choice but to investigate and soon finds herself toe-to-toe with a murderous mastermind hell-bent on taking more lives, maybe even her own. Oof. That sounds ominous. So there's that for you guys. I'm actually really excited to read this. I can't wait. But yeah. So there's Dead Girls. Finally my cat has stopped fucking with me. Jesus. He's so needy, I swear. So the next book we're going to talk about is The Companion. This is by Katie Allender. Hope I said your name right. So wow, I got a little ahead of myself. The other orphans say Margot is lucky. Lucky to survive the horrible accident that killed her family, lucky to have her own room because she wakes up screaming every night, and finally, lucky to be chosen by a prestigious family to live at their remote country estate. But it wasn't luck that made the Suttons rescue Margot from her bleak existence at the group home. Margot was handpicked to be a companion to their silent, mysterious daughter, Agatha. At first, helping with Agatha and getting to know her handsome younger brother seems much better than the group home. But soon, the isolated house begins playing tricks on Margot's mind, making her question everything she believes about the Suttons and herself. Margot's bad dreams may have stopped when she came to live with Agatha, but the real nightmare has just begun. I'm just like, what? What is going on? What happened to her family? Why is it a nightmare now? You would think that things would have gotten better, you know, her being out of a group home. Interesting. I wonder how this story is going to unfold and what is the mystery behind Margot and why the Suttons chose her specifically. Apparently, there's a reason to this. I'm curious. So, there's The Companion. Next book, this is one of those poetry books. I actually love poetry. I don't know, it just speaks really deeply to my soul. So this is by just 3 authors, R.H. Sin, Samantha King Holmes, and Robert M. Drake. And it doesn't have an excerpt or like a little prelude to it, but it has this quote, and I'm not sure what the translation is, but I will put it right here for you guys and for myself because I don't know what it means, and I'm kind of curious. We're just gonna jump into a little page from here. So, never meant to feel the same things with other people. Never meant to forget. I wanted your love. I wanted your trust. I wanted to be a part of your soul. But in the end, all I got was your pain. And maybe that within itself was a lie. Sometimes I feel like I never really got a chance to spend time with the real you. Like I was in love with someone I wasn't meant to meet. Someone I thought I knew. Someone I lost a few moments before we even met. Wow. I feel like this book is going to be really great for someone who is going through a breakup, who is going through a self-love journey, who is just really trying to figure out themselves and has some trauma that they need to heal. I'm specifically talking about myself, but anyone who also falls into those categories, I think would really enjoy this book, as well as like people who just enjoy reading and poetry in general. But I feel like this is going to teach quite a few lessons that maybe you need to hear, maybe you need to be reminded of. So I think that everyone who is feeling any type of way should read this book, because that little poem right there really stood out to me. Oh my gosh, did I even tell you guys the title? Okay, this book is She Fits Inside These Words. I don't know why, I love that. But also, like, it's just very fallesque with the color palette that it's got going on. So, super excited to read this, actually. I feel like I'm gonna really fall in love with this book. There's that. Next, we have some Alice in Wonderland little goodies for you guys. If you didn't know, I am a huge Alice in Wonderland fan. Oh yeah, here's Momo. He snuck on my lap. My cats are, I feel like I can't ever do anything. It's like I have children. They literally, I can't even go to the bathroom by myself without my cats being in there. But whatever. So anyway, the first book that we're going to talk about is Splintered. This is actually the book I'm currently reading at the moment. I've read this 2 times before. It is so great. This is about a girl named Alyssa who can talk and hear plants and bugs, and her mother is actually institutionalized. Is that the right word? Yeah, because she can actually hear plants and bugs too. They're related to Alice Liddell. I don't know why I said Liddell. I don't know if that's how you, whatever. They're related to Alice, and so Alyssa actually has to go on this journey into the rabbit hole to figure out why her family is the way that they are. This is such a great book. It's a series. There's 2 other books in the series and a little novella as well. This is such a good book. It's definitely, like, there's a love triangle in here, like there's drama, there's action, it's so good. It's such a great book. If you're any kind of into Alice in Wonderland, ow, that really hurt. If you're into Alice in Wonderland, check her out, please. So good. All right, moving on. We have another Alice in Wonderland book for y'all. This one is called Unbirthed Day. It says, what if Wonderland was in peril and Alice was very, very late? So, Alice is different from other 18-year-old ladies in Victorian Kexford, which is perfectly fine with her. She'd rather spend golden afternoons taking pictures with her trusty camera, chatting with her outrageous Aunt Vivian, or visiting the children in the square than receiving visitors or doing embroidery. Thank you very much. She's also interested in learning more about the young lawyer she just met, but only because he's rather curious, and not because he's rosy-cheeked and charming. But when Alice develops the latest photographs of her neighbors, strangely familiar faces appear instead. The Queen of Hearts, the Mad Hatter, even the Caterpillar. There's something quite off about them, even for Wonderland creatures, and in her self-portrait, Alice finds the most disturbing image of all, an imprisoned and injured dark-haired girl begging for Alice's help. Returning to the place of nonsense from her childhood, Alice finds herself on a mission to stop the Queen of Hearts and mad military march across Wonderland, and to find her place in both worlds, but will she be able to do so before the end of time? Interesting. I wonder how this is gonna go. If any of y'all have if any of y'all have read this, leave comments down below, because like I said before, huge Alice in Wonderland fan. I actually have a collection of like Alice in Wonderland related series and books, and I've been collecting Alice in Wonderland books. So if y'all know anything about that, let me know, because I'm really curious. Okay, moving on though. So the next couple books are by my favorite author. I know I've mentioned this book before. This is by Victoria Aveyard. Think I said your name right. This is Red Queen. Oh my gosh, such a great book. Love this series. I think there's 5 books in it. I have not finished the last one, so I don't know how the story ends, but I will read it. Anyway, so I know that I've talked about it, but this is about a girl named Mare who lives in a world where there's 2 different types of blood, red and silver. The red people are just like you and me. We plain humans. We ain't got nothing special about us. And the silver blood people have powers such as like being able to control water and plants. So this book is all about Mare finding out that she actually has powers of her own, but she has red blood, which is crazy because that's not supposed to happen. And this is all about her and her friends fighting for freedom from the enslavement of the silver-blooded people, because of course they got powers, so they're like royalty. They can do whatever the fuck they want. So Mare is there to put a stop to that. Such a good book. There's romance, there's action. It's so good. Read it. I will always recommend this book. It's that good. All right, but on my journey to find more books to read, I did stumble upon a new one from her. This one is called Realm Breaker. So, a strange darkness is growing in the ward. Even Coraine and Amarat, can feel it, tucked away in her small town at the edge of the sea. Fate knocks on her door in the form of a mythical immortal and a lethal assassin who tell Coraine that she's the last of an ancient lineage with the power to save the world from destruction. Because a man who would burn kingdoms to the ground is raising an army unlike any seen before, bent on uprooting the foundations of the world with poison in his heart and a stolen sword in his hand. He'll break the realm itself to claim it, and only Coraine can stop him. Alongside an unlikely group of reluctant allies, Coraine finds herself on a desperate journey to complete an impossible task with untold magic singing in her blood and the fate of the world on her shoulders. Interesting. This seems so different from the other book that she wrote, but also similar. So I'm excited to read this. I can't wait to just devour this book. I'm sure this is probably going to be a series as well because she just seems like the type of author that would do that. So I'm excited for this. We shall see. And then the very last book, and also one of my favorites, and I also know I've talked about it before, but I will always recommend it because it is that good. It is the most beautiful book, not the most beautiful book that I've ever read, but like the way that it is written is so beautiful. I've really connected with these characters. Like I've cried reading this book. Like this book is so great and the story is so interestingly unique. Like I absolutely love it. This is called Three Dark Crowns. I know that I've talked about it and I'm sorry to bring it up again, but it's just that good and it's so very fall related. Honestly, this will probably always be on my fall reading list. Always. It's like one of those books you go back to. Like, you know how you always go back to like those same fall like movies, like the Halloween movies, like Harry Potter. Like I always watch that during fall time. I have to watch at least one Harry Potter related movie during fall time because like that's just what you do. That's just what you do. This is just what I read. This is a book that I always read every fall, every year. Can't help it. It's that good. So on the back it says, 3 dark queens are born in a glen. Sweet little triplets will never be friends. 3 dark sisters, all fair to be seen, 2 to devour and 1 to be queen. So this book is about 3 sisters. They are all born with powers, and they all have to fight to the death until one is standing, and she is the ruler. And I'm not going to tell you any more about it because I want you to read it, and it's that good of a book. So there's that. That is my, I am so sorry. I just keep hitting him in the head. There's that. There's my fall reading list for you guys. I hope you found some interesting prospects for you to check out. Let me know what you guys are reading. Give me some new book ideas, suggestions, you know, let me know what you're reading in the comments below because I'm curious. Like, share your fall reading list with me. What is your list that you are planning to read this fall? I think I just reiterated that for no reason. But yeah, so tell me in the comments below what your top 3 books are that you're gonna read this fall. Give me some new juicy little worlds to jump into. But yeah, so that's everything for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed, and you know the drill. Comment, like, subscribe. As always, nothing ever changes there, so. But I'll see y'all in the next one, and I hope y'all have a fantastic week, my babies, and I love y'all. Bye.